It's the return of the bug. It's the return of the bug. It continues. It's the return of the bug. The return of the bug. Return of the bug. The bomb. Return of the bomb. Return of the bomb. It's the return of the punk. The return of the punk. The return of the punk. It's the return of the punk. Return of the punk. Return of the punk. The return of the punk. Return of the punk.
Oh brother, oh brother, oh brother. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Matt Kohrs Show, where you're Matt Kohrs and I'm the show. Today's a beautiful, very sunny, very great temperature, Wednesday, June the 26th. Folks, I hope you're having a good one. I hope not only did you wake up this morning, crush the gym, get yourself a cup of coffee, and then you look down at the markets, and I hope they're doing exactly what you wanted them to do. Well, I guess I hope they're doing exactly what you wanted them to do, barring, like, as long as it's not against what I wanted them to do, you know? Like, I hope they're going in your favor as long as it's in agreement with my positions, or if I have no position at all. I don't necessarily want you to be waking up being like, oh, my like positions are crushing it, but then they're the opposite of my positions. So like, I hope you're doing well, but there's rules around it. Let's just be honest with each other. There's going to be some particular guidelines here of where I might not be too particularly happy, if that makes sense. So anyway, folks, it's Wednesday, and things were really, really strong in the overnight session, but now in the pre-market session, especially starting around 8:30, we're starting to see a little bit of weakness, which, I don't know, it's a bit strange. It's a bit strange of what's going on. Hang on one quick second. I see complaining about the audio. The audio is maxed. Hang on. Let me see if there's one thing I could change. There might be one thing I could change here. Profiles, testing, mic, gate, release, equalizer, reset, compressor, de-esser. Dude, I think some of these audio people literally just make up words. No, this is it. I'm measuring my levels right now. They're coming in at the -6 decibels, which is where I should be. So it's on you. Turn up your thing, because this is what streaming is supposed to be. It's supposed to be at -6 decibels. Maybe I can add a little bit open advanced audio settings. Hang on, it might. Nope, that's 100. That's 100. Global settings. Back to this. Unless my system as a whole turned down slightly. Hang on. I'm checking one thing. Sound mixer options, volume. Output device. Okay, we did that. We did that. Sound system, 100, 100, 100. Bro, it looks like everything is pretty freaking maxed out. Input device, volume. What if I move this volume up? Hello. Whoa. Oh, wait. I think that's my own volume. I don't think you guys got impacted by that one. Sound. Let me just check volume output. Does this sound louder to you guys or no? Input. Volume 85. Wait, volume 100? Hello. Testing. Testing, testing, testing. Audio 1, 2, 3. Welcome back to DJ Matt here in the Windy City. We are back with another live radio show where we play songs in reverse to make your drive to work that much work. Okay, I think this is kind of what it is, you know? And I'm kidding. I don't have a radio show where I play songs in reverse to spike your anxiety levels before work. That would be crazy, right? That would be nuts. Anyway, all right. I hope that's good. But anyway, the market was looking bueno until about 7 a.m. And now it's coming down a little bit, which is a bit of a bummer. In real time, we have Nvidia going from 130 now down to 125. Honestly, this might be an opportunity. One of my favorite plays is in a generic market uptrend. When you gap down below the previous close, that sets up an opportunity to play up to the previous close. So if you're opening weaker in an overall stronger market, it's a high odds play. Is it a guaranteed play? No, but it is a high odds play. So as much as this is a little bit drastic and a little bit concerning, I'm not hating it. I'm really not. So obviously that's a bridge we're going to cross in about 25 minutes to decide what I should or shouldn't be doing. But before we get there, I want to give you some important updates on Julian Assange, and he's back in Australia, but now there's things coming out about the plea deal that are a little bit confusing. I want to share it with you, get all of your thoughts on it. Then from there, I want to talk about some political upsets we just saw in terms of like some initial primary elections, not for president, but for other congressional seats. So I want to talk a little bit about that. Then I want to get everything on your radar in terms of macroeconomic stuff that you should be paying attention to for today. And then we have some updates on individual stocks such as FedEx, I think American Airlines, or one of the airlines, it might have been Southwest. We have some other earnings to consider. I want to talk a little bit about Nvidia. And then I want to kind of just give you some seasonality update. And then obviously we're going to have a little bit of leftover time so we can prep up for maybe some active degenerate intraday day trades. So I hope that sounds cool to everyone. I hope you are ready. It is a great Wednesday. And Wednesdays actually statistically for some of the strategies that we're trading within the Discord actually are some of the highest odds days. So I'm particularly excited about that. Fingers crossed that this is a great money-making day. Will it be? I have no freaking idea. Oh, I completely forgot. I am happy to report the payment requests from Apex, ATF, Apex Trader Funding, that when I'm trading the $1 million, the 20 accounts with 50K from the prop company, my most recent request was successfully approved. So I requested on 8 different accounts for 2K each. So that's $16,000. So very excited about that. This one took a little bit longer. Like it took a day or two longer. And I think there was just that many requests and maybe some processing issues. But yes, they were all approved. I'll make a whole video on it later. If there's any questions, I'm more than happy to answer those questions during some of the downtime today. I'll show you proof of it. I'll show you what's going on. But obviously very stoked about that. So we're going to get into that as well. But let's talk about the market. As you can see, the SPY was looking real good at 4 a.m. and then vomited. Same thing with the Qs. I mean, even Bitcoin, middle of the night last night, going from 62,000 down to 61. And even Nvidia early this morning, 8 a.m. was trading at 130, just under it. Now we're sub 125. So we're seeing some pre-market jitters, if you will. But like I said, I actually think this is creating an opportunity for us. I get that the 5-minute, the 10-minute, and the 30-minute are all vomiting on both the ES and on the NQ, but I'm here to tell you that the concept of playing up to yesterday's close, whether you're talking about 5,469 on SPX, or if you're talking about 544.83 on the SPY, or if you're talking about 479.38, especially on Wednesdays, this is a high odds play. I'm by no means saying it's a guarantee, but I think the odds are in excess of 75% chance today, given all of this. If you look at these situations historically, when you have a strong market, overall daily chart clearly to the upside, I think we would all agree that the bulls are currently winning. When you open below the previous close, so I'm looking at the previous close right above my head on the top right of your screen, the odds of at some point in the next trading session trading up to that value is very high. I believe on Wednesday it's actually the highest, and I believe the odds are in excess of 75%. So I'm not saying 100%. I'm not saying it's a guarantee, because there's no such thing as guarantees in the market. Of course, there's a certain situation of randomness, a certain effect of randomness, but overall, if you were to play that in the long run, like play that situation with proper risk management time and time again, it would, or at least it has been historically, net profitable. Nasdaq futures rebound as Nvidia continues bouncing back. Did the intern update this? Because I think they wrote it a little bit too early. S&P 500 futures fall slightly as investors assess market second half prospects. That is like the most vague way to say they have no idea what's going on. They're like, we're done with potentially the week, the month, and the quarter. So maybe they're assessing the rest of the summer. That this is a lot of words for the world to say that, for them to tell the world that they have no idea what is going on. But let's dive into it. Let's see if we can figure it out. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange lands in Australia after the U.S. plea deal. This was kind of some big news that seemingly came out of nowhere this week. For those of you who remember, back in almost a decade and a half ago, Julian was the WikiLeaks dude. We had a lot of important files that were kind of covert, weren't supposed to be publicly available, and he put it up on the World Wide Web for everyone to see. And then we realized that, actually the U.S. was not maybe always the good guy in every situation. Many of you already knew that, but this was like proof of it. WikiLeaks gained international prominence in 2010 when the website released footage from a 2007 U.S. helicopter attack that killed 2 news staff and several other in Iraq's capital, Baghdad. The 52-year-old has been battling extradition for more than a decade. So he wasn't in prison or jail or anything like that in the U.S. He was in Britain. He was across the pond, and they struck a deal, and apparently now he's back in Australia. But now, with respect to the plea deal, there's some interesting things coming out, and this is exactly what I want to get your thoughts on. Breaking. All emails related to the DNC leak have been removed from WikiLeaks, following Julian's guilty plea to unlawfully obtaining and disclosing classified documents related to national defense. Excuse me. I don't know what, I guess it's Piper's cat hair, man. Dude, am I having allergies today? My apologies. Very unprofessional of me. Following Julian Assange's guilty plea to unlawfully obtaining and disclosing classified documents related to national defense, WikiLeaks has removed all DNC emails from its platform. All emails appear with an internal server error message. It's a little weird, right? That part of the deal was to remove like a portion of the leak, and then that portion relates to the current administration. That's a bit odd, right? Am I the only one that thinks that's a little bit weird? Who knows? Maybe I'm a little bit too deep into the conspiracy world. But why was that? What? It's 20,000 emails. I was reading into this a little bit more last night. But what's the deal with those 20,000 emails that they're like, dude, we gotta hide those? That seems really weird. Anyway, as part of the plea deal, Assange must ensure the return or destruction of unpublished information held by him or WikiLeaks and provide a sword affidavit confirming compliance, effectively limiting his legal exposure and potentially curtailing future leaks. So anyway, I don't think that this story is necessarily over. I think there's going to be a couple more weird things that we hear from it before it kind of dives off. But that's not the only political thing going on right now. So you have this one guy, Bowman, who he's kind of in the AOC group. And I forgot about it, but it was actually really, really funny when it happened. He's the dude who during one of the votes, he ended up pulling the fire alarm like a child because he didn't want whatever was happening in Congress to be going down. And yes, it is actually illegal. But my question to you is, let's see. I just want to make sure that this is on the big screen and you guys can hear it. I don't want to blow your ears out. Now, a grown man who acts like that, and this is by no means a hypothetical situation. I will play it again for you, but I really want you to think about this. A grown man who acts exactly like this, do you think he won or lost his election? Now, obviously, for those of you who already got up at the crack of dawn and were paying attention to the news, you know the answer to that. But I'll play it one more time just to really drive the point home. I'm very curious. If you act like this, do you win or lose political elections? You know what that reminds me of? Back in like middle school class, gym class, like PE, where they made us like warm up with like arm circles. They're like, all right, little circles. All right, big circles. And then sometimes, especially if you were like in the advanced gym class like I was, they would have you go in reverse. They're like, all right, we know that a lot of you guys are used to these normal circles, but you think you guys could do it backwards? And then they would really hit you with it. And they're like, all right, big backwards circles. I think this is a guy who's just like reliving the peak of his life, which happened to apparently be like 7th grade gym class. Anyway, I'm obviously getting off the point here, but it just kind of struck me in that exact moment because that's what he's doing. He's warming up those delts, man. And he must have been in the advanced gym class because he's doing reverse big circles, which we all know is the most difficult direction and size of circle to make with your arms. I guess, yeah, he's actually earning a little bit more of my respect. I didn't realize there was a fellow master 8th grade, 7th grade gym class dude. Interesting to bring up. But no, the answer is not only did he lose, but he lost big, which is particularly funny when you take this into account, something that happened about a week ago.
What's up, everybody? We are just a few days out till the...
There's always something just like a little psychologically crazy with how she talks. What's up, everybody? Maybe it's just drugs.
What's up, everybody? We are just a few days out.
I'm going to start talking like that on the show.
Election on Tuesday, June 25th. But the good news is that the polls are open right now, and we are
just
here
like a lot of body language with it.
Jamal Bowman.
Can she say that? Our brother.
I don't care if you live in New York 16 and are turning out to vote for him. I don't care if you live outside New York 16. We are texting our friends. We are turning out. We are calling our friends in Tuckahoe, in White Plains, in New Rochelle, in Yonkers, and telling them to vote for Jamal Bowman.
Ceasefire now, y'all. That's what we're doing.
Right.
Ceasefire now. Let's get it
That's
popping.
right.
The polls are open today. The polls are open tomorrow. Make sure you get out to vote. Election day is Tuesday. Let's go. We need record turnout all across the district, especially in Yonkers, Mount Vernon, New Rochelle, Co-op City, and Edenwald. Let's get it popping.
What's up?
This would be the exact point if this were a movie or a sitcom where the narrator cuts in and be like, there was not the turnout that they were expecting. Well, there was a turnout. They just didn't vote for them. I can't play this part because I'll get DMCA'd. But here are some of the the results. So you could see that the winner, Mr. George, beat Jamal by double. It was 31 it wasn't even close. This wasn't one of those things where like, oh, it was kind of close. Like we had a shot. It was a good. No, George Latimer, like completely destroyed him. Utterly destroyed him. 12.7 thousand versus 5.7. It was actually in reality not even close. And then, as you would do in a political situation when you have an embarrassing loss, you could accept it like a man and have a good concession speech, or you can go on live TV and lose your mind. That's also a solid option.
Okay. Number one. It's coming. Why you messing up?
What is this?
Why you messing up?
Who is he talking
Damn,
about?
I'm in the zone up here. Before I get to that,
What is this?
I want us to... Okay.
Dude, I love the fact that he's his own hype man. So not only do I need to take on a new persona for this show where like I just like clap a lot when I speak, like when I just really like market is opening. I also need to be my own hype man. I love that line. I'm on fire up here. I just need to start complimenting myself during my own show of how much I'm crushing it. That's what I need to do. Dude, the volume is low. Do you not realize that this is a video of a lady who is just filming her own TV and she was turning it up? I can't hear too low. Dude, go to her house. I don't know what to tell you. Go to this woman's house and ask her to rewatch it. Understand that the quality of this isn't, she's literally recording her TV. This is some like middle-aged lady. She's like, I just gotta fire this one up. This isn't like a recording from CNN, dude. Like, chill out. She did her best. You could see she turned the volume up at one point and went from 26 right there to boom, 27. She did give you one extra volume there. The point is I need to be my own hype man. I'm worried that you're taking away my main, like, what's her address? But with this, I had completely forgotten that Mr. Bowman was the guy who pulled the fire alarm during like one of the votes in Congress. And then the jokes and the memes that are already being laid out, it's too funny. And this is just an example of one. I saw an announcement that Jamal Bowman had won his renomination. Turned out it was a false alarm. And then obviously people are just following up. But then clearly here they have security cameras all over in Congress. And then what does anyone remember what his excuse was at all? What was his excuse? I'm trying to remember because it was the most ridiculous thing ever. Oh, it's escaping me right now. If anyone can remember, please share. But he had the most wild reasoning, and it is illegal. That it like not by definition, by laws. If you pull a fire alarm, knowing that there's no actual issue, that is illegal. What was it? I'm sure one of you remembers it, and you could let me know. But anyway, let's talk a little bit about the overall market. So today, Wednesday, June 26th, at 10 a.m., we're going to get new home sales. And then at 10:30, we're going to get crude oil inventories. I do have an update on the world of energy and crude oil that we're going to get into in a second. But I do want to let you know for the remainder of the week, as in Thursday and Friday, things are by definition going to get more exciting. So we get durable goods GDP, the second reading of the Q1 GDP. That comes out tomorrow, 8:30. So this is all an hour before the market opens. And then also on Friday, an hour before the market opens, we get an inflation report, the personal consumption expenditure, the PCE report. So today, yes, we have a bond report, but we actually have another bond report tomorrow as well. We have a couple Fed speakers today, but then also true for the remainder of the week. So really, Monday was quiet. Tuesday got a little bit more. Today's going to get a little bit more. And then the exciting days of this particular trading week are definitely tomorrow, Thursday, and then also Friday. Just want to put that on everyone's radar. Now, I want to get into some of the craziness of yesterday, just to explain some key things, because I think they could have an impact on today. Yesterday was slightly bullish in the SPY throughout most of the day, but it was very bullish in the Qs. But you might notice that there was one strange period between 12 and 1. There was 1 hour of just selling. And for me particularly, it was painful because I had a position that was opposite of it. Fortunately, it ended up coming back in my favor. But I want to talk about what happened here because I wouldn't be so surprised of them running the same playback. So Bowman, Lisa Bowman, Fed Governor Bowman, no rate cuts in 2024. She came out and said this right here. Fed Governor Bowman confirms her forecast of no rate cuts in 2024. That's a big pivot because remember at the start of the year, we were thinking we were going to get 6 rate cuts. And as the year has progressed, as it's become evident that we're going to not get as many rate cuts, every single time an influential Fed member is like, hey, I have something to say, and they keep cutting their prediction, that's when the market is seemingly hit. What's interesting here is, I kind of lost that page, but it doesn't quite matter. What's interesting is this had a big impact on the financial sector. So if you want to, right here, XLF. XL, that's a lot of the times the initial two letters you need to get the subsectors of the S&P 500. So if you ever come to TradingView and just type in XL and then go to all, you're going to see XLEFKVUYPICB. These are all the industries within the S&P 500. So if you're ever looking, okay, like what's strong, what's weak, and we do this commonly during the actual trading day. But anyway, with this idea that we might not get rate cuts, that suggested that the Fed fund rate will obviously stay higher. And then people are starting to look, okay, what are the implications on things such as bonds, which we know banks are holding a lot of. And right now you can see early this morning that TLT is getting hit as the market is digesting this news. So the reason this is impactful on the financial sector is all these banks were buying bonds when yields were very low. But now that yields have gone up and they might be staying there for longer than anticipated, that keeps bond prices low. That's bad because all these banks bought bonds when they were way higher. So if there's ever liquidity issues and they're forced to realize this unrealized loss, that's when we have problems. And that's exactly what happened. Do you remember about a year ago at this point when all those regional banks, which once again, if you want to track the regional banks, look at KRE, all those regional banks were blowing up? That's exactly why, is because there was a liquidity issue. There was a hole in their balance sheet. So they sold some of their bonds at a loss. And when people realized that, it got people scared. And then all of a sudden it became like a very emotional bank run, like kind of psychology type of a thing. And now with these recent updates, we're like, like time to start looking at some of the weak banks, like how weak truly are the weak banks. So anyway, yesterday, that statement brought us down. But then you might be thinking, well, hang on, what prompted this rally then? Okay, if we know why it came down here between 12 and 1, what prompted the rally? Well, the answer to that is an actual treasury auction. We had the 2-year note auction, and it was very bullish. One way to measure these treasury auctions is a ratio called the bid to cover. So basically, how many bids were put in terms of a ratio basis above how much they were trying to sell. So basically, if they're trying to sell $10 billion worth of treasury notes and 20 billion come in, you would have a 2. Your bid to cover would be 2 because you came in double the amount. So there was quite a bit of appetite. Well, anyway, yesterday, the bid to cover came in way higher than expected. And when that happened, it came right out at 1 p.m. And look at what happened at 1 p.m. The market started to turn because we saw that the general market participants were more than eager to buy the treasury, the basically U.S. government debt. Now, the reason I'm going into more detail right now with that is because today and tomorrow we have 2 more treasury auctions. Today at 1 p.m., we're going to get the results of the 5-year auction. And then tomorrow at 1 p.m., we're going to get the result of the 7-year auction. So if you're sitting around thinking, wait, why randomly in the afternoon did the market turn? It wasn't random by any means. It was because there was an auction that went particularly well. Now, my prediction for today is a similar situation. I have no reason to think that it'll go poorly. Of course it might, but the 2 and the 5 are similar to each other. So I'll be paying close attention to bonds and yields. So I just want to put that on everyone's radar for today and tomorrow. And then just speaking of that, Bloomberg's obviously covering it now. Bond traders boldly bet on 300 basis points of Fed cuts by March. I'm old enough to remember when they were arguing for a rate cut in March of 2024. And what's funny about these analysts and Wall Street people who are the fancy schmancy people with the pedigrees on their wall and allegedly know more than all of us, maybe they were right in March. It feels like they were just wrong on the year. They're like, oh, dude, we're totally getting a cut by March. And they at first were referring to 2024, but now I'm just curious if they're like, oh, no, we actually just meant 2025. So anyway, if you want to check this, one of the best tools that you could use to get the odds of rate cuts and whatnot is the CME Fed Watch tool. If you just search this on Google right now, you'll be able to find this website. It is free. You don't have to pay for it or anything. And it just gives you the odds. So right now we are currently sitting at 5.25%. That is the United States' Fed fund rate. And the chance in the July meeting, July 31st, of us staying here is at 90%, as in there's a 90% shot that we are not changing it at all. And yes, I get that Bowman is saying, we might not get any, but the market of what the market's actually predicting, by the time you get to November 7th, there is about a 77% chance, 78% chance that we have at least one rate cut. So this year has been a crazy year in terms of monetary policy because we started off the year thinking about 6 rate cuts. And as I've joked before, now we're basically on the corner begging for at least 1. So these are some of the tools if you want to track it yourself. But overall, not only for the remainder of the year, but I would even argue for today, tracking bonds and yields is going to be big because you can see bonds. This is the 20-year bond, TLT, recently ripped, then came down, lower highs, lower lows, recently had a breakout that was tested, bounced, beautiful. And now we're seeing some weakness. So probably worthwhile to pay attention to today. But that's not the only thing you should be paying attention to because we have some interesting news on individual equities. Don't forget, we're kind of at the start of earnings season. Not really, it's going to get going, but there's still some earnings to pay attention to. I just want to let you know after the market closes today, Micron, BlackBerry, and Levi's. But with that, you might want to pay attention also to energy today. Oil prices bounce back as investors hope U.S. inventory data will point to stronger summer fuel demand. So if you want to see oil, we're hanging out at 81. It was recently very bullish. Then we had a bearish cycle. Then it recovered pretty swiftly. And now we're trying to see which way is it going to break. But also one that you might want to be watching is Occidental because Warren Buffett is buying this like it is his job. Like I think he owns almost like 30% of this company at this point. So anyway, if for my energy traders paying attention, might want to be looking at your stocks because, hey, looks like there could be some bullishness. FedEx shares jump after hours as massive cost-cutting measures kick in. I told you I like FedEx for a barometer of the economy. FedEx did very well. Southwest Airlines cuts revenue forecast. So for those of you, obviously this is somewhat related to oil and energy. That's one of the biggest either successes or failures for these airlines is the price of energy and oil, and specifically crude oil. But anyway, they're cutting their revenue forecast. Not so good there. It didn't have earnings, but Rivian, the EV company, is up quite a bit. Rivian secures up to $5 billion from Volkswagen. Shares soar more than 50%. So for those of you who were just being degenerate in holding Rivian, congrats to you because it looks like you're getting a little bit of a reprieve. But really, I want to talk about Nvidia, the stock that was recently taking a hit and then out of nowhere decided to start bouncing back. So rip, all-time high. Then it took a breather. Everyone was losing their head because it had literally just 3 red days. And look at this. We're already bouncing back. Would love to see it recapture 130 and see how it reacts there. But Nvidia has added over 300 billion in market cap in 24 hours. This puts the last 5 trading days swing at 1.1 trillion. This stock is absolutely nuts. But check out big tech in general. Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia, Google, and Amazon account for 28%. 28%. These 5 companies alone of the S&P 500's total market cap. That's absolutely insane. Now, before the world's largest casino opens, don't forget to sign up for the newsletter. It is 100% free, always has been, always will be. You're never going to have to pay for this. It's pinned at the top of chat. It's in the description of the video. I basically give you all this information of the major macroeconomic events, the earnings, the seasonality. Today's seasonality, I would argue, is leaning bullish. Not the most bullish day we've seen, but definitely leaning bullish. Tomorrow's bearish, and then Friday's leaning bearish, just so everyone knows. Yesterday, just to keep myself honest, I actually had a really good trading day yesterday, made 4.6K. If you want to join the trading Discord to see what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, my thoughts on it, you could get my trades, you could get Piper signals. There's a lot going on there. There's a lot of phenomenal other traders who are more than happy to share their information and their thoughts. But Piper signal ended up returning $68, and this could have been scaled for every 332. And then here's all my trades and what I did and the reasoning for it. Once again, you can get this in locals. And when you sign up for the Discord, you do have to be a premium member, but you could do that for free if you put in the code Goonie. Once again, this is pinned at the top of chat in the description of the video. And on that note, dingity ding ding ding, the world's largest casino is now open. Best of luck to all. Play responsibly, and if not, have fun. All right, folks, what do you want in the top right up here? I figured you wanted to watch a little bit of Nvidia. So actually my question is really, what do you want in the bottom right? What ticker is moving this morning that you guys are all excited about? So in the top left, we have the overall stock market. In the bottom left, we have the tech sector, aka the NASDAQ 100. So it goes S&P 500, NASDAQ 100, Nvidia, obviously massively popular. What do you guys want in the bottom right here? What do you guys want in the bottom right? You tell me. You help me. Help me help you. Help me. You want Teslas? Tesla's going. Should we leave Tesla up? Tesla might be pushing 190. Might be pushing Rivian. You guys do want Rivian up? All right. Rivian. It probably works if I spell, ooh, it's kind of getting, are you sure you want it up? Looks like it's getting a little bit hit this morning, team. Looks like it's getting a little bit hit this morning. Okay. There's that. Where, you know what I need? Let's get up the options right away before I forget. Let's see what the options market is. So here are the options for the delta movement for the S&P 500. And then let's also get up the Mag 7. I've actually been using the Magnificent 7, Apple, Amazon, Google, Meta, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Tesla much more than just the Qs lately, because we know it's these ones that are really moving it and not the other, I guess, 93. You know, that's actually a lie. Sometimes the NASDAQ 100 actually has more or less than 100 equities in it. Did you guys know that? Kind of feels like false advertising, doesn't it? It's not always exactly 100 companies being represented in the NASDAQ 100. It actually can be above or below. I found that out, and it honestly made me question everything. It made me question everything. The SPY getting a little bit rocked this morning, and then we have the Qs maybe holding. The SPY, the options market is drunk, staggering, doesn't know which way it wants to go. The Mag 7 is a little bit bullish out of the gate. Okay, do I just want to throw in my trade right now? I'm feeling a little bit nuts, feeling a little bit kooky, a little bit crazy, but part of me wants to play this. Part of me wants to play 5,469. Oh, do I want to play it now, though, is the question. That's the golden question. Do I want to play it at this exact moment in time, or do I want to take a beat and just wait? There is the new home sales report coming out at 10 a.m. We also have the 5-year Treasury note auction at 1 p.m. today. And then I also actually believe that there's a couple Fed speakers. Hang on, let me look at the list. Let me look at the list for today, Wednesday. No, not today. We get the GDP second read quarter over quarter Q1 tomorrow. Okay, I guess the Fed speakers are taking a little bit of a breather today. So the two major announcements to pay attention to is at 10 a.m. we get the new home sales. It can have an impact on the market. I'm generally more excited about other announcements, but still probably worthwhile to pay attention to. And then what I really care about today is the 5-year Treasury note auction. That's at 1 p.m. Eastern. So basically at the end of lunch. Tesla is on fire. Tesla is on fire. Very much on fire. Used to be your advice to wait 15 minutes. It depends on the type of trades that I'm doing. For this type of trade, I probably should wait. Some of my futures trades in the futures market, I'll trade those earlier. But for options, you're right. I do like to wait 10, 20, 30. Someone said GME is pumping. GME is up 34 cents. George, it's up 27 cents, 28 cents. You're calling that pumping? We're talking about cents. 30, like slightly more than a quarter. That just a singular quarter. You're calling that pumping? I think you need to, let's redefine what you mean by pumping, because a quarter is not pumping. CMG, yeah, isn't Chipotle doing its stock split? Is it not doing its stock split? Or did it already do it? Or was it? Oh, wait, I need to type it in properly. Once again, yeah, stock split. A 50-for-1 stock split. So what does this mean? It doesn't mean people lost or made money. What it means is, once again, imagine turning a $50 bill into 51 $1 bills. You still have $50, but you have a lot more bills. That's what stock splits are. You could go the reverse way. You could have $51 bills and then go to one $50 bill, and you do that. Those are called reverse stock splits when you have less outstanding shares. And you do that generally when you're in trouble, i.e. look at basically AMC would probably be one of the most realistic examples of it. So in a theoretical sense, there should be no impact on the stock when you're doing splits or reverse splits, because the market cap theoretically should stay the same. in reality, there are impacts, and it has to do with a little bit of the world of just options. And now, although people have the psychological perception that the stock is now cheaper, but there are actually like mathematical, quantitative things that are changing about the world of options, because now options, since the nominal value is cheaper, options then are cheaper. So there are some like actual impacts there. Okay. Do I just want to do this now? Do I just want to do, let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of this. Okay, I'm still going to wait. I'm still going to just take a breather. Just going to wait. Or do I just want to do it? Why is a reverse stock split bad? Because generally you do it when you're trying to not get delisted. So certain exchanges like AMC, for example, is listed on the, I believe the NASDAQ, but wherever it's listed, I think it's the NASDAQ. It might be the New York Stock Exchange. It doesn't matter. Each exchange has its own rules that you have to maintain to stay listed there. So generally, you on the NASDAQ, at least, generally you have to be trading above $1. Well, AMC is such a poorly run company that it wasn't trading above $1 because it had such a market cap destruction. So the nominal price of the shares went down and down and down. Well, what you could do is a reverse stock split to increase the nominal price because you have less shares. So that's the example of $51 bills to one $50 bill. The company's still worth, in this example, 50, but the nominal share price is actually going up. And you do that in an attempt to not get delisted. It is very, 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 very rare for a reverse stock split to be perceived as a good thing. And to the point that I can't even name a time of a reverse stock split being well received by the market. I'm sure there is an example out there of obviously that occurring, but most of the time, like an absurdly high percentage of the time, when you're doing a reverse stock split, you're doing it so you don't get delisted. So if the company's is actively taking steps to not get delisted, it's legitimately worried about it. So what do you think that's signaling to the world? It's signaling to the world that the company knows it's in a really shitty situation. And it's just playing like kind of a mathematical sleight of hand in an attempt to stay trading on the market to have access to public capital. Matt, what team do you root for? The Eagles and sometimes the Dolphins. I root for the Eagles because I'm from Pennsylvania, but I'm from the northeast corner, so we're kind of equidistant from the Jets, the Bills, the Eagles, and then obviously the Steelers are in Pennsylvania. Well, actually, we're equidistant from the Giants as well. So I grew up in a weird area where we didn't have like a local team, but my fiance is from Philadelphia. So by our relationship, I have to support the Eagles, which I'm cool with because I'm from Pennsylvania. But I also say the Dolphins because back in college, I wasn't really paying attention to football that much. And my friends kept always asking me, my friend group was like really, really into the NFL. And they're like, you have to have a team. Who is your team? And whatever year it was, so this had to be like 2016, I asked them who the worst team was. And at that time, the Dolphins were the worst team. So I figured I had to like reverse it. And instead of bandwagoning on the best team, I decided to bandwagon on the worst team. And so I feel like that's kind of worked out for me. I feel like that was it. Are you a Hawk Tuah fan? Dude, those memes and jokes crack me up so much. So much. It is like... all of my, I don't know, I guess like my Instagram memes and all my TikToks are all jokes about that Hawk Tuah girl. Matt, what professional tetherball team do you support? I have a couple that I'm like really, really a big fan of, but I would say the Belgian Bears are probably my like go-to support team. Obviously, they had a wild World Cup last year. It's a shame that they couldn't bring home the gold, but they put in such a valiant effort. And I get in the history books, they're going to go down in second place, but they crushed it. I think that they like really deserved it.
Order submitted.
Whoa.
Target filled.
Whoa. First trade of the day.
Target filled.
First trade of the day locked in. 160. Let's see. We only have 19 more to go. 19 more to go. 1 of 20. It's always the first one. That's the tough one. It's always the first one that's the tough one. All right, so this is what the options is currently looking like in the tech mag 7, up and up and up. And then this is what the SPY is looking like. It went up, came down. I might be taking it, if I start to see this swing up once again, I might choose to take advantage of said opportunity. I might be looking to take advantage of that particular opportunity. Very small, tight range thus far this morning. We are not pushing too high up. We're not pushing too down. The Qs tried to get going there. Where are we at? So the 5-minute on ES, the 5-minute bearish, the 10-minute bearish, the 30-minute bearish. If you look at on the equivalent on the NASDAQ, 5-minute bearish, 10-minute bearish, 30-minute bearish. So I would think that maybe.
Order submitted.
What are we doing? What are we doing? 74. What are we doing here? Oh, that wasn't good at all. Did it just perfectly bottom tick the day? This is the issue when you don't pull no, don't do this to me. Come back down. Stop it. Stop. What a horrible fill. I know it's early in the day, but this is a strong contender for the worst fill of the day, I would argue. Why would it do that? Was it even thinking? Did it even try? Did it even care? That is lunacy. Legitimate. Oh, actually, it might not have been the low of the day. It was almost the low of the day. But it just caught up. It got caught up in the momentum of this bar. It got all excited of a breakdown. And I don't know. Maybe it'll work out. Maybe it won't. Tesla's looking really good. Nvidia's a little bit flat. Matt, what trade copy software are you using? None. What do you to place the 20 wagers at once? Do you have a link? Go Belgian Bears. There are trade copying services. I believe like if on Apex, they have their own that you could easily hook up with Ninja. There are, dude, am I about to get murked here? Hang on. I think I might have to finesse the current situation. No, dude, am I about to get, should I just reverse it? Do I want to do it? Or is it going to come back down? I'm nervous. Oh, how do I want to handle this? This is not how I wanted to start today. All right, I need to be smart, calm, cool, disciplined. It is breaking to the upside. But it's so weak. Is it about to rip? Are we going to have a... Oh, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? How do I want to handle this? The Mag 7 options. Yeah, I'm very much fighting the options market right now. It's so strong. But the SPY is so weak. Oh, this is the third day in the row that we've just seen the SPY and the Qs do. They're on completely different pages. Completely different pages. I think I just have to wait. Might just be a bad beat out of the gate for me. Shoot. The third, really? We're just not going to get a nice, easy, trending day ever? Monday was like this. Tuesday was like this. And now we're setting up for a very unreasonable... Do I just want to go on tilt and revenge trade and quickly make this money back or blow out all my accounts? Anyway, Apex does have a trade copier. I think it's literally called Apex Trade Copier, but I don't use it. I used to use it. I don't use it anymore. Now I just use everything internal to Ninja. Do you have a video showing how you set up Strategy Builder and Ninja Trader? Yep, it's all in the Discord. We have a good amount of discussions there. Oh, wait. Strategy Builder. Yeah. That, I just want to make sure we were talking about the same thing. Do I do it? Do I do it? All right.
Order filled.
I'm doing it.
Target filled.
250. I'm on two. Oh, no, I'm on 251.
Order filled.
250.
Target filled.
225.
Target filled.
225. Where's 225?
Order filled.
All right, I'm just going for it. We're just going for it, Tonto. This might have been one of my dumber ideas of the day. All right, so we're going to have to baby this position. All right, we're going to have to baby this position. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. Well, I just got unlucky. Not every trade is going to be perfect. Right here, it looked like it was getting smacked hard. It went short after this bar completed, and then it decided to completely reverse and stuff it in my face, which is sometimes that is how the cookie crumbles. Wait a second. What do we have here? All right, just got in my trade. I'm forced to play a weird play that I've never done before because of a position I swung overnight. So I'm doing something a little bit new that I'm not used to, but we'll see how this one goes. Really what I'm attempting to do is just play this upside gap fill all the way to 5,469. A little bit ballsy. We'll see how this one plays out. I'm now noticing that I'm already oversized on the day. But, hey, maybe I'm just on tilt and I'm angry that some of my trades already went poorly. Let's hope that this doesn't completely spiral. I just put my personal trade in there, just so everyone knows in the Discord. My personal trade's up, but Piper has not fired. Piper doesn't fire until after 10 a.m. All right, where are we at? I do need this very much to be an alarm because I cannot miss this. And in fact, I should probably set an alert here as well. All right, so I have the breakdown and then I have the target. All right, we are good there. And then let's go back. Let me switch this up. Okay, we're coming back a little bit. So maybe not my dumbest trade ever, but I'm making back some of these losses, which is very, very incredibly important to me right now. Uh-oh. Should I set? So there's 3 positions that I'm babying, and they're basically all the same, but I'm handling them all manually. All right, so I'm in at 64. How much am I down? I'm down 1.5. So 1.5. How much do I need this up? Not that much more. I'm only down 600 right now. So maybe... Oh, what is the math on that? Everyone's 400, so I needed to go up 40 points. So 40 points. So basically 20,000, unfortunately, which is going to be a very key psychological level. But 20,000 is basically my break even on those accounts. Son of a gun. Son of a gun. That's probably not good. That's probably not good for me, because that's just going to be such a key level. All right, well, here's to hoping. Here's to hoping that this just keeps going, because I need NQ. It's at 19,975. I need it to go all the way up to 20,000 just to be break even on my initial stupid trade. But the SPY is recovering. I'm looking for the 5 to test this, the 10. So basically, ES remembers the S&P 500, but for the futures market, I'm looking for a recapture of the top side of the cloud. Same thing on the 10-minute, same thing on the 30-minute. This is exactly, like I told you guys what my trade was. I said, hey, I really, really like the odds of trading all the way up to yesterday's close, and that's exactly the trade that I'm doing. The Discord has full access to how I've decided to take advantage of it. And I'm just hoping that it happens swiftly without much of a pullback because of all the specific pullback rules that I have to battle day in and day out here on. Do I just want to put in a stop loss just in case it drops and I could always re-enter? How do I want to handle this?
Order submitted.
All right, so that was account 225, account 250,
Order submitted.
and then account 274. Just got to get this all right.
Order submitted.
Okay. So you guys saw me get busted up on these trades. That's why there's a locked-in loss of 1.5, 1.5, and 1.7. And since I'm reversing by 2, I need to de-risk the situation, but I also obviously need to focus on making some of this freaking money back. So I'm hoping that this can quickly and swiftly push to the upside, and then I can at least lock in some, ideally cutting all these losses in half. So these 3 big realized losses, down 1.4, down 1.5, down 1.7, that is what I'm currently battling out. So I am long 2, so I have some unrealized gains, and I would like to realize half of those gains as soon as, if it can pump all the way up to 95, that would be very, very nice. And what are the chances of it? Pretty good. The SPY options are popping, and the MAG 7 options did pop up until about 9:48. Now we're going a little bit flat, but I would love for this to
Order
go.
submitted.
All right.
Target filled.
All right. We're locking in half.
Target
nice.
filled.
So those ones that were really
target
messed
filled.
up, they're looking pretty good now, actually. In fact, to the point that they're in the green. 74.
Order submitted.
All right. Now, I don't know. We have a lot going on right now, Tonto, what's happening?
Order submitted.
All right. That was for what? 74. 74. What about for 50? What about for 50?
Order submitted.
And then I think I need to reach a little bit farther on 225 because I got a worse fill on that one.
Order submitted.
Okay, we're doing what we can. But like I said, this is kind of the key watch level for me because 20,000 is going to be a big psychological level. There's going to be a lot of reactions to this. But it looks like I don't know, knock on wood, I might be able to dig myself out of the hole that I'm currently in. But now I'm worried about these other accounts that decided to go long right at a key level. So not only was it the intraday high, but it was a key level. Man, as easy. Monday and Tuesday were so easy. Everything just worked and worked and worked. And now, today, it's been a struggle. The only trade that was easy was the very first trade. Oh, brother. Why would it do that? It was so easy until it wasn't. So, yep. And now it's getting screwed. Come on, man. Come on, man. All right, let me check some of my option positions really quick. They are not doing what I... Oh, now they're bouncing between red and green. Shoot. Okay, I cannot... In terms of my options, I can withstand a dip, but in terms of Apex, I can't just because of how their drawdown rules work. Come on. Bounce back. I like the 5 minute on NQ is attempting to break out and the 10 minutes there. So the 5 minutes on top of the cloud, the 10 minutes battling it out, and the 30 minute with a beautiful recapture. And then if we look at ES, it's a little bit farther away. So obviously the tech sector a bit stronger today. So if you're bullish, you might want to focus a little bit more on the Qs. How's Tesla doing? Tesla's looking beautiful. Nvidia's also looking pretty solid. All right, let's keep going. I wanted to see this options delta pop on the SPY. I want to see it pop on the Qs. Let's go. Come on. No. The Qs are running into an issue at the high from yesterday. Overshot the high from yesterday. NQ ran right into 20,000 flat and by no surprise whatsoever ran into a bit of a wall. Come on, man. Just turn out of here. Or should I just take these profits now and then not? I mean, I can't let it go red. I could always re-enter. Dude, this is a mess this morning. I need to redesign some of this stuff to not let it go high, to not let it go long at the high of the day or short at the low of the day, because it's just getting steamrolled. It literally bought as it was pushing, and it just happened to go a little bit higher, but then not enough. Oh, wait, no. This is the other one that I chose to sell there. Wait, where were these other ones that got messed up? What happened here? Pretty much, like, the moment it went long was the high of the day. Shit. I need to fix that. It's just it can work if you are in and you have enough momentum to carry you, but you're also then risking going long at the high of the day and or short at the low of the day. Such a pain. I need to fix it. The SPY, maybe I'll get lucky here. All right, let's map out. Don't forget new home sales being reported at 10 a.m. So that's going to be in about 3 minutes. But I'm setting an alert on the intraday high just in case I miss it as I'm bouncing around trying to figure out these other positions. What to do. All right, I guess I might as well also mark out the low. Hopefully we don't have to contest with that today. All right, so a couple things going on. Obviously, oops, sorry, wrong screen. I am playing a lot of futures positions, realized, unrealized total. So as you can see by unrealized, this is the amount of live positions I currently have. And today has been actually one of the worst days for this in a while. Yesterday and Monday were both comically easy, and today has been nothing but a struggle. Nothing but a struggle today. And it's not even necessarily from lack of good movement. There's clearly been good movement on the NASDAQ. What it is just like piss poor entries. Oh, we're not going to get a little bit of a follow through. Oh, how screwed am I? My spidey senses are tingling, folks. Options have flattened out ever since 9:53. 9:53, this faucet turned off on both the SPY and the Qs. Now that doesn't mean it's going to stay off. Of course, it can rebound at any moment, but I am getting a little bit destroyed. Come on. No. No. Come on, Qs. I can't let you go down much more. This is painful. Yep. Now those are right back to break even. The 74, we're 74. Yeah, it's literally back to my break even.
Order filled.
Shoot. Do I just pray? Am I at the moment of trading where we just pray for this? Come on, bounce all the way back. Just rip all the way back up. Let's get this retest of 20,000. We'll call it a day. All right, there we go. A little bit of life. Keep going. At least 19,990. Even if we're battling just below 20,000, I'll take that as a win. Instead of like as close to the danger zone as I could possibly be. If I were smart, and by no means am I saying I'm smart, I would be putting a stop loss at like a slight loss right here. So just in case it does keep dipping, I get out for a paper cut. I already locked in one good trade. I get out of the second one for a paper cut, and then I could always re-enter. I'm not saying I'm smart, but if I were smart, that's what I would probably do. And not probably, most definitely, because we're now clearly like lower highs, lower lows. It's one thing if we push 19,900. Do I have the discipline to do this? Is the real question. It's just I'm managing so many positions at once. It's such a pain in the ass. Come on, just bounce. Make my life easy. How'd home sales go? Please tell me we got a good home sales profit. Please tell me it was a good home sales report. I'm like just kind of YOLOing it on the up. Was it good? Initial pop's good. Did I get lucky with home sales? Did I take absurd risk and am I getting paid off for it? Come on. Just keep going for me. We can change the market structure if it pushes 19,990 this high right here. Take out all of these red dashes. Just push. Come on. Come on. Am I going to get lucky? SPY going for an intraday high. Come on. The 5-minute, would love to see that. Keep going. Keep going for me. I'm actually surprised Piper didn't fire. No. Do we not have enough? Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. It undershot. We still have lower high, lower high, lower high. That's not good. Come on. Carry through for me on this. Carry through. You know you want to. You know you want to. Carry through. Carry through. I'm not liking this. Yes, we put in higher lows right here, but we also have lower highs, so I don't know which way this is going to break. And no one does. I'm at the point of praying. I am at the point of praying on this one. Come on. You know what might know in this particular situation? And I'm surprised no one's asked about it yet, but if we want to know what's going on in the market, folks, I got it right here. Why am I guessing when I could literally just find out the answer right now? What's the point of me waste? Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Ah, no. I'm dropping everything. That can't be a good sign. All right. We're going to shuffle it up. Ooh, the market's going. Market's going a little bit. There we go. There we go. A little bit of the old razzle-dazzle reversal. A little bit of the razzle-dazzle reversal. Uh, 225. All right, we're already good there. Come on, just go through. We'll shuffle this up. We'll get a good shuffle. I just want to see it take out the intraday high. Obviously, huge level right here, 20,000. That's going to be a big reaction level. I'm hoping it's not rejected as much as it was before. Hoping it's not rejected as much as it was before. Come on. Just go for me. Just go for me. Just go. All right, we've been shuffling. Shuffle. No cheating. Shuffle. We're stopping in 3, 2, 1. All right, whatever this card is. Abracadabra, alakazam, tell me what the fuck's going on in the market today, please, because I'm honestly a little bit scared. Whew. This one's feeling lucky. Oh, my fuck. Well, if I ever needed a sign that I'm going to blow out my accounts today, there it is. The day that I needed a little bit of luck, I pulled the fucking devil. That's not good. I don't even know what it's going to say about it, but I can tell you it can't be good. That's for sure. That is for sure. Not that we need to read what this one's about, but let's find what the official guidebook. I mean, the day I need it. The day I need just a little bit of luck and I pulled the devil.
Order submitted. Target filled.
The day let me find this one. Jesus,
Target
dude,
filled.
Just my luck.
Target filled. Target filled. Target filled.
All right, that sounds good. That sounds somewhat good. Somewhat good in the hood. All right, where's the devil? Where's the devil? Where is it? The devil. Unbridled egotism. Fuck. Ambition, indulgent, excess, hedonism, misuse of power. Fuck me, man. Base instincts of selfishness, unrestrained lust, and greed are represented by the devil card, but this ferocious energy can be a creative force if we are strong enough to harness it. The tarot understands that there is a devil in every one of us. We cannot childishly blame an external force for negative impulses. Instead, we must acknowledge and control them. The appearance of the devil and its spread is a warning not to be led astray by an overemphasis on physical pleasures and gratification, or to pursue your own desires in a way that is harmful to yourself or others. It can suggest an unpleasant situation involving power games, excess debt, or addiction. Fuck, man. Why is this stuff always so spot on? It can suggest an unpleasant situation. Okay, perhaps you may have the wrong choices or are in the dark about others' motives. Take steps to end this unhealthy setup. I don't. Why is this stuff so personal? Like it feels like they're personally attacking me here. It truly does. I don't know. It's frustrating. It suits you. Yeah, it does to a scary degree. What's this one doing? This is a different trade.
Target filled.
Well, the only three I have left on are those three that I've been working out, and they should be hitting in 3, 2, 1.
Order filled.
Boom. What the fuck was this account? Oh, wait, that's still in the red? Maybe I shouldn't mess with it. Unfortunately, I lost one of my accounts right here. You can see it drop below 50,000. So that's obviously a bummer. But every other account was fine. Well, for this one, at least I saved it. I mean, it was down by 1.5K. So to be like only down by 75 now, I'm very much going to take that as a win. So basically, out of my 20 accounts, 18 are good. 1 was lost and 1 was slightly in red. So some 290s in there, some 450s. I thought this one was going to be in the green. I really did. Hang on. What's the most reasonable way for me to do this? 2. None. All right. I'm not doing anything right now, but I do want to get this one into the green, just so I can confidently say I only had 1 red account, but I'm going to wait for my moment. What? Did I top tick this exit, bro? Did I top tick this exit? Come on. Keep going. Let's turn this around. Let's see if we could turn it. It's the battle of 20,000. Would love to see the bounce off of this. Did I hit my overall target here? No, but we got close. I'm looking for 5,469.29 on SPX, and it looks like we just got all the way up to 68. So it got close, and now it's given a wee bit of it back, unfortunately. So let's set this back up. Let's set this back up. How are we looking here? The 5-minute on ES is battling it out, and the 10-minute is close. So I would love to see that reversal. The 30-minute still has a little bit to be desired. The NASDAQ, on the other hand, is doing better. The 5-minute is above the cloud. The 10-minute's above the cloud. The 30-minute almost broke down, but staying green and actually bouncing back. So NASDAQ showing a little bit more of strength within just like it's price action. And even in options, I mean, we're looking at the Mag 7 here, not the straight up NASDAQ, but look at this. This is pure unbridled bullishness. Specifically, puts are getting closed out, these two blue lines, but calls are also being bought like no other. Once again, this is for the Mag 7, which I'm basically using as a caveat to say, okay, what's happening in the NASDAQ? And then if you want the overall SPY, it spiked. It kind of came down. Now it's selling a little bit. I don't know. Maybe seems a little bit drunk, doesn't know what it wants to necessarily do. All right, let's review what I have to do right now. Well, I'd love for the Qs to keep going, obviously. Where are we at? 94. Where are we at? Well, golly, how about we stop this whole selling BS? It seems like the NASDAQ is having a problem at that 20,000 level, but if it can retest this and bounce right off of it, I would actually use that as a long opportunity. I would use that as a long opportunity if we can just start to push again. If we can just put in a nice higher low. This is super rudimentary market structure type of stuff. Higher highs, higher lows, paying attention to the swing point for how low is the low that is currently being formed. Obviously, time will tell. But if this can push 20,000 once again, start to pump back up, maybe hit 20,020. Actually taking a little bit of a hit. D&D Guru becoming an astronaut. Shout out, man. My apologies for not being as conversational with you folks today. I'm just having a horrible trading day, and I'm trying to stop the bleed in my own account here. Should I take the shot now? Is this the turn, or do I need a little bit more? I might wait for a little.
Order filled.
All right. The goal is to get this one back into the green. I'm trading this account here. 99.
Order submitted.
All right. I'm putting in my target. And hopefully I picked the right point. But it doesn't look that way. Okay. Let's see if this can keep going. SPY options, I'm not liking that. What is actually happening? Puts started to be bought. Some calls were closed out right there, but more so puts were being bought at 10:08. Not the fan of that, but see, the Mag 7 is holding strong. All right, hang on one second. Piper did just fire, but it's a little bit of a strange signal. All right. If you're in the Discord, I just put up Piper. And if you're in the Discord, I'm still in my play. Oop. I got back to break even for a second. I'm attempting, if all goes to plan, I'm attempting just for to see if this can push above 20,000 once again. I'm thinking, okay, it pushed. Well, it ran up to it, got rejected, pushed above it. I'm hoping this is the retest in the rally, but I don't need to be that aggressive with it because I'm just trying to get this account back into the green, which should happen if this hits. And then I'll be 19 out of 20 on the day. And not a perfect day, but I'll take it. Come on, just pump, 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 pump. Right here. Nope, so close. No cigar, unfortunately. So close, but no cigar. Just trying to get this account into the green. I think it flashed green for a second. Maybe if I'm doing my math wrong, maybe I could have taken it at 4, but I don't know. Now I'm just using the psychological level of 05. There we go. Pump it. Pump it. Pump it. Come on. Come on. Right there. Just give me the fill. There we go. There we go. All right, cool. The account's officially in the green. So as you guys can see, 19 out of 20. Yes, it is a bummer. I lost one of my accounts. That sucks. It's a bummer. Okay, but I have these other 19 accounts. I'm actually, in terms of, if I were to do a critical breakdown, were the entries bad? Of course they were bad on those 3 accounts. They all locked in at 1.5K. But I don't want to snap my arm, patting myself on the back, but I am happy with how I didn't go on tilt and I realized, okay, instead of being married to the position and blowing those accounts out, I quickly switched. I'm happy with how I handled the scaling out of it. So was it good entries and whatnot? No, actually now I'm really happy with this exit because it quickly just came right back down. But I like the recovery. Was the initial situation something that was avoidable? Yeah, probably. But I do like the recovery to save those 3 accounts. And on that note, obviously you can see all 20 of my PA accounts. And the other thing I want to show you is, fortunately, my accounts, these recent ones that I've highlighted, I just want to show you proof of this. June 20th. So these are all in the recent cycle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 at 2,000 a piece. So I was approved on every single one, as you can see in this column. So I did get approved for another $16,000 from Apex. And if you do the math on how many records I have right here, is this going to load? I'm trying to show you that I'm denied on 5 of them, which means now on this approval, I've officially crossed $100,000 in payouts from Apex. Is this ever going to load, or what are we doing here? I'm like reloading the page. But there's, well, now I have to log back in. Hang on. Let me make sure that I'm not giving away my login information. The website is just hung up. Anyway, you could see that there was 56 records. 5 of them have been denied. So that means I have 51 payouts, and they're all at 2K, which means I've officially been paid out or approved for just over $100,000, technically $102,000. So on that approval, officially crossing 6 figures. Why were you denied? I broke the consistency rule. There were certain times where an account, I had too big of a profit in an individual day relative to the others. Apex very much wants you to be consistent. So there were certain accounts where I would have like a $2,000 gain in one day, and the other days were like 100, 100, 100. They don't like that. And when you get denied, you don't lose the account. I want to be clear. They just make you wait till the next payment period. So it's more of when you get denied, a lot of those accounts that were denied, I literally just had to wait another 10 trading days, and then I got the money. But I just wanted to share that with you because, here we go. Request payout. I just wanted to show you this. Is it ever going to load? The website's really slow today. But yes. So I was excited about it, but then I was awkwardly just waiting and waiting and waiting, not quite knowing what was going on. Dude, this web. Okay. Is it loading? Sorry. It's just stuck. Oh, here we go. So you can see 56 records. Every single one is at 2,000. That's at this column. And then I'll just show you, is it maybe the sorting thing that's messing it up? I guess you're just going to have to trust me for this, that 5 of them were denied. So 5 minus 56, so 51 times 2,000, that's 102K. Now, obviously that's my gross profit. My fees for all of this is probably about half if I had to guess. So I would say gross profit 102, and then when you want to look at the net profit, it's probably in the realm of like 50, if that makes sense. Because obviously there's fees to take the test and to do the upgrade, this, that, the other thing, to pay for Apex trade copier, that type of stuff. So roughly my net profit is about half of my gross profit. So just to be in an attempt to be as as transparent as I could possibly be with all of you. But if you're interested in this, it is, my mods will drop it in chat right now. They are running an 80% off deal. So the way it works is you pick the account test that you want. 50K is my favorite, but feel free to do what you want. I just like the ratios of the 50K. Generally, it's $167, but it's 80% off, which means it's about $34. And $34 lets you take the test. The test is on a 50K account. Can you get $3,000 of profit without having a 2.5K unrealized trailing drawdown? I'm saying that because as easy as that might sound, it's actually more difficult. So I don't want anyone to think that this is an easy test to pass, that you could just do it like magically. No, it actually takes a little bit of skill to pull this off. But anyway, the test is, can you get 3K in profits without having a 2.5K unrealized drawdown? If you do that, then you pass the test. Then you go from an eval account to a PA account. When you have a PA account, that's where you can actually start making money. To do any payout request, you have to have at least 2.6K in profit, and then you could pull out at most 2K. But if you want to pull out 100 or 500 or 1,000, you are more than welcome to do that. The first 25K in profit is yours, and then after that, it's a 90 to 10% split with the company, where you keep 90% and the company keeps 10%. There's some people who really, really like this. There's some people who really, really dislike it. Obviously, I'm in the camp of really, really liking it because I've made $100,000 doing it. So why would I not like that? So like I said, if you're interested in it, it's called Apex. The code to get the discount is Goonie, Goonie. My mods will drop it in chat. Chaos just dropped it in chat. So My biggest, I guess, hopefully piece of help with all of that is when you are doing it, don't get caught over trading. If you have a particular goal, if you're like, hey, you know what, I'm going to make like $200 today on this account, that's my goal. As soon as you hit the goal, shut it down. What is unrealized drawdown? Well, drawdown by definition is the drop from the peak. And then when I'm saying the peak, it's okay, are you talking about it realized as in locked in gain? So like, let's say you trade your account from 10K up to 12K and it's locked in. So you have a realized gain of 2K. If it drops down 1,000, you have a drawdown of 1,000. But they measure theirs off of unrealized. So if your account goes from 10K to 15K and it drops down to 14 and you lock in your profits at 14, you had a 1K drawdown from your unrealized high. So some places, depending on how you're measuring it, it measures based on the locked in value. And then other places it's measured on the value that, like, theoretically, if you got out at the best point, what was that actual peak? But it's still drawdown is drawdown. And then realized versus unrealized is just, are you counting it as the fully locked in trades, that peak, or are you counting it as, and the way that I battle that, once again, these are just like my own personal opinions on it. The best way to handle that is to make your realized peak and your unrealized peak basically always the exact same thing. So you do that by just setting in profit targets, because as soon as you hit it, it gets you out. So thus your unrealized high and your realized high is effectively the same thing. How do you set realistic goals when you are reading charts? Lots and lots of data science, lots and lots of data mining, and just learning, okay, like what's the ATR? How far can we go? What are the odds of hitting the previous day's high, low, close? Lots of back-end data mining. All right, we are almost about to hit my other goal for my options. Where are we at over here? Just had to handle one thing on that. We're getting some breakouts that were swiftly smacked. Like I said, I think I'm pretty much now done. It could have been better. As you guys see, I just want to be, I want to be honest. Obviously, I did lose one of my accounts today. That's a bummer, but good thing I have 19 other accounts to still go. Actually, how screwed am I on this? Potentially very screwed on this account. We'll have to see what happens there. We'll have to see how they decide to handle that bad mamma jamma. But anyway, like I said, best way to do it is to be disciplined, close it down. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to shut it down to stop myself from over trading, because that's probably the worst thing that you could do, is to keep over trading. And the thing with it, when you're over trading on futures, especially because there's no pattern day trading or any, oh wait, did it hit? Shit. Okay, what is with these data discrepancies where we hit the closing value on the SPY, but we didn't hit the closing value on SPX? I'm getting so, like, and I get that it was close, but I've been noticing these discrepancies more and more and more. So then for me, if my goal is to take my profits at this value, should I take it when the SPY did it? Should I take it when SPX did it? Should I take it when ES hits it? Like, these slight discrepancies generally, like, it's so small that if you're going to hit, you're going to hit. But then there are weird circumstances like this where right here, we hit the closing SPY value from yesterday, 544.77, but not technically on SPX. And granted, it was close. Like, if the SPY had gone, I don't know, 5 more cents, it probably would have hit. But for me, like on my side, it's like, okay, well, which one do I take profits at? Because especially the way I'm trading it, this slight discrepancy can be a big financial swing. And honestly, I am not up as much as I thought I would be today. Damn, the devil. This is giving me some good freaking insights here. But maybe I played a strike that I'm not commonly, usually I play it at the money, and today because of this position I swung overnight, and now it's dipping on me. Son of a gun, man. I probably should have just taken it there. I guess when in doubt, be more, if you're like, well, do I take it at this one, that one? I guess when in doubt, if you're like questioning it, be a bit more conservative. And if you have profits, just take it. Obviously, that would be the advice. Maybe today's not just my day, and the fact that I have profits, maybe I should just take them. I just really, really wanted to take them right here. I was looking to play this value, 5,469.29, and it could still hit. I mean, options did pop. There's this flow alert, and it was a good alert because look at how much that just ripped. I see strength in the tech. Like, I do think that it's fine. It's just like in the moment, it's a bit frustrating. I bet if I fast forward to the end of the day, it's going to be one of those things of like, why were you sweating it anyway? It ended up being like perfectly fine. Like this thing, I mean, for all I know, we could rip all the way to like 546 today. And then the question, like, why were you worried about it at all? But in the moment, well, hang on. So we're still in this weird situation where the NASDAQ, the 5-minute was red, push green, holding. The 10-minute was red, push above, turning the cloud green. And then the 30-minute cloud was green, got pushed below, recaptured. So to me, across the board, the NASDAQ is strong. But then if you look at the SPY, try to push, the 5-minute struggling. The 10-minute barely like touched this EMA and then got smacked. In the 30, same thing. So the 5, the 10, and the 30 all in the SPY are struggling, and that's inherently what I'm playing. And right now, Nvidia is getting rocked. Fuck. Probably should have taken profits while they were there. I am not a fan of this right now. Okay, what to do? What to do? Do I just manage it? I'm slightly in the green. I could just get out, and I could always refire. Yep, now I'm back in the red. So this is basically my... Yeah, the Qs are now taking a bit of a hit because of Nvidia. Nvidia out of nowhere just getting murked. But yet the mag... Is it specific? What's going on with Nvidia? Oh, look at that. Holy cow. 1022 was someone just... broke the gate there. Look at this. It was fine, just swimming along, doing its own thing, and then at 10:22, Nvidia's options got hit like no other. Someone simultaneously started selling calls, buying puts like no other. Just murked it. Murked it. It's crazy how you could just see this in real time of like what's causing it. Like the orange and the green line are calls being sold. So when the orange and the green going down, that means that the call delta is dropping, i.e. people are selling calls. And then when the light blue and the dark blue are going down, that means the put delta is dropping, as in people are buying puts. And you could see that it went from 10:22 and then stopped at 10:27. So it was 5 minutes. Like it all stopped at within seconds of each other. Seconds of each other. That's crazy. And now, fuck, dude. No. I think I'm getting screwed today. Such a small discrepancy. And now look how close I was, where I was like, I even called it out. I was like, hey, I'm looking for this to get hit. And really the call out was to hit yesterday's low, and it hit it on the SPY, not on SPX. I figured, oh, give it another minute. We're that close. What are the chances of it turning right here? Well, whatever the odds were, it looks like I got that bad beat in real time. This sucks, man. Holy shit. Is something getting announced I don't know about? I know crude oils is coming out at 10:30, but that is still 30 seconds out. I don't think it's an energy related thing because we're seeing tech turn. Actually, crude oil is holding fine right now. Come on, man. Let's hope that this is just a quick recapture of 543.80. That's this low here at 10, the low right before the home sales came out. Come on. Bounce back. I just want to see a quick rip back up to 544.50. Wow. Just murked. Do I have the balls to dip buy? Is this the dip buy of the day? Oh, options, are they finally turning? That's the question. Do I have the balls to dip buy? Should I even be dip buying? I'm already playing too big today. Do I have the balls? Do I even want to? Oh man, it's already bouncing back. No, I don't think I should size up. I was about to, but I'll just, if this comes back and I can get out, it's the tarot cards were spot on. The tarot card, what was it? Don't self-indulge. I was going to add 4 to my position, pretty much at the money. I can't. The tarot card told me not to do that. Told me not to do that. Said, hey, brother, if you get a chance to get the fuck out, you better take it. And I'm going to respect that. I'm going to respect the heart of the cards today. I'm going to respect the heart of the cards. Come on. Come on, NQ. Come on, NQ. Get back above 20,000. Nvidia, save us. Nvidia, save us. All right, a little bit of a reversal. This might be that like classic liquidity sweep, which they're brutal for doing this, but that's what they do. Anyone else see this? Okay, so what I have marked out here at 543.80 is the low from right before that announcement. But I mean, generically, you can see that we're trending up. So all these, what I have on these triangles, they're called fractals. So basically, it's just the turn points in the day. And you can see when the high is getting higher and the low is also getting higher until this point. So what they do is they target some of these previous fractals and they go right below it for a second, and then people buy it. So it blows some people out who are using that as their risk, and then instantly bounces it back up. Now, from there, do we ever know the next bar? Like, let's just say we're at this point in time. Let's just say that we're at 1029 and we don't know the next bar. Okay, you expect some form of a bounce. This is actually a better bounce than I would have expected. But anyway, you expect some form of a bounce. And then the question is it a dead cat and we put in an official lower high and we just vomit? Or was this just to screw these people over who are bullish, and then it comes down, you stomp them out, and then you rip it back up anyway? And that's what the market is currently trying to decide. So no matter what, I would never pitch this as like, oh, you should be bullish here, or oh, you should be bearish here. It's more in my mind of pay attention, because it could be a great dip buy, because on this reversal, you could go long. You could have gone long on the breakout of 543.87, and then your risk is well defined at 543.62. So you never know the next bar, but in terms of just like the stats of the situation, it's a good risk to reward setup. On the other side, if maybe you're feeling a little bit more bearish, what you would do is wait to see if we actually see how these fractals, the highs, these are the high fractals, that's why they're green, higher throughout the day. Well, depending on how this goes, we might have the first official lower high, and then obviously you could bet against it there, and then your risk would just be whatever the recent high is that's forming that fractal. But no matter what it is, I mean, if you're an active trader, of course you could make money off being bullish or bearish. What really matters is just what's your risk to reward. Are you continually day in and day out taking good risk to reward setups? That's all it is. So whether you went long there, great. I don't know the next bar, and no one on this planet does. But if you went long on this bar, you have well-defined risk. And if you're going short right here, if you're like, no, this is bearish, this is a breakdown, okay, you have well-defined risk there. No matter what, you're protecting your downside. And then if it does break in your way, you just let your winners ride, and you ride it as long as you possibly can. You don't have to overcomplicate it. And I see so many things on social media and all these videos of like, oh, like this is, I don't know, what are some of these dumbass things like a fair value gap, this and that. Like, folks, none of this stuff is new. Honestly, it's the same shit that everyone's known forever. And every couple of years, there's just a new regurgitation of it where they call it something different. And it's the same shit. It's highs, it's lows, it's breakouts, it's breakdown, it's fake outs, it's fake out breakdowns. But it all comes down to, are you protecting your risk? If you're protecting your risk, you're going to win. If you're not protecting your risk, you're going to get blown out eventually. Hey, Matt, is that one account gone forever? Yeah. When it's liquid under 50K, how that works. Yep, that account's gone. So I would have to take another eval account. I'd have to pass it, upgrade it to PA, and then trade well on it. But basically, after a certain profit target, you can never let it come back down below the principal. So that account, I had gotten up to 53,000, and then I took 2 bad trades with it. I took 1 bad trade with it after requesting money out. So basically, the account dropped because of the money request, and then it dropped more because of the bad trade. I went below 50,000, and you lose the account after a certain point. Basically, once you go up 2.6K in profit on the 50K account, you're no longer allowed to drop below 50,000. That is, like, once you go below that, the account's gone. All right, I'm hoping for this breakout here. Flat. Whoa. Oh, Nvidia just got hit again. Look at, someone is dumping calls. The price isn't really reacting to it, but someone just dumped a sizable amount of calls on Nvidia at 1035. But for that, like, they do have a very extensive FAQ. I'm more than happy to answer what I know about it, but if I'm not explaining it properly, if you have more in-depth questions for this Apex stuff, there is an FAQ up here. Here, I'll just pin this link. If you guys are at all curious about Apex and all this trading, I don't have $1 million of cash that I'm trading on. I'm definitely trading with their money, but I'm currently pinning the link to the top of chat. And remember, you can get them like that big, whatever it is, 80% off deal if you use the code Goonie. So when you're checking out, they're like, do you have a code? Put in Goonie and you will get 80% off. But I just pinned it to the top of chat on both Rumble and on YouTube. So if there's questions on it, I guess as I'm waiting for this trade to play out, feel free to let me know. But what are we doing? See, the SPY's trying to decide. After breaking down here, we did a little bit of a liquidity sweep on this thing. This is probably a better way to show it. So we had this low, breaks down below it, fakes people out, pops up, and now ever since 1031, we've all been stuck wondering which way is this going to break. So for those of you who are more like Darvis box traders, Don chain traders, whatever you want to call it, once again, it's the same shit, just slightly different, and they rename it and try to make it sound like it's new and complicated. It's not. It's range. It's called a range. We've come up with the word a long, long time ago. So I know that you have people who are, it's just nuanced differences. And so you have this range and you wait to kind of see which way it breaks. Is it going to come back in here and bounce out? Maybe, or maybe it craters down. It's all going to be, clearly we have higher highs and now we have a lower low. So we have that almost like an expanding range. We have a microphone, whatever you want to call it, but higher highs and lower lows. So it's going to be, what's the next one? You got to wait for some form of confirmation. So are you playing the sim account as your eval account or Apex account? I don't know what that means. You take the challenge account to pass the challenge is the eval account. You pass it and then it gets upgraded to a PA account. And the PA account is the one that if you do well on it, you can make actual money. But I don't. So are you playing the sim account as your eval account or the ape? I don't get that question. It's all under Apex. You have an Apex eval account and then you have an Apex PA account. But it, like in terms of nomenclature, when it's an eval account, it just starts with Apex dash. And then when you have a PA account, it goes PA dash Apex. So all of mine are PA. Well, I had 20, now I have 19. So what I'll do is I'll trade one. I'll try to pass the challenge on another one so I can go back to 20 PA. Per person, you can only have 20 PA accounts. I think you can have an unlimited amount of eval accounts, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But Steve and they're all under Apex. You either have eval as in you're doing the challenge or you have a PA, and the PA is like when you're going for real money. Eval equals sim. It's actually all technically sim until 3 months in. Even PA accounts are sim for the first 3 months. But with that being said, you can still make money. They still pay you out, but I don't think your trades are ever hitting the market until 3 months into a PA. Well, you have a sim, but that is just simulation. It's neither. Oh, the sim, that's from Ninja Trader. That has nothing to do with Apex at all. The one that literally says sim, that's what you get just on Ninja Trader when you sign up on the brokerage and whatnot to like test out trades or work on this system, that system. And you can change the values. You could do this and that. But that has, to my understanding, nothing to do with Apex whatsoever. That's from Ninja Trader. But I never really use that. If I use it, it's more of a mistake. And I thought I was placing a trade on like a different account than I was, and it's a mistake. You pay per account. Yeah, because some people only want one account. Some people like me want the max accounts, 20 accounts. So it's a per account thing. But to further expand on that, if you're looking at the trade copier is a one-time fee, and then you just apply it to your Ninja. So the Mag 7 is holding kind of, it's kind of trending down. The SPY is also flat, but the price is not. I don't know. I think we just have to wait. We just got caught up in this like sideways grind. I would love for the SPY to recover above 544.30. That was like the start of the sell-off. So I would love for the market to be aggressive enough to like this, but I'm getting a little bit worried that that's going to happen because I see weakness over here in Nvidia. And then if there's weakness in Nvidia, that's weakness in the Qs. If there's weakness in the Qs, there's weakness in the SPY. But let's quickly run through some of these other sectors. So energy getting hit, XLE going down, not so good for the overall market. XLF also going down, not so good for the overall market. Utilities dropped out of the gate, now going sideways, so really having no impact. Industrials kind of just trending down, not so good. Healthcare, not really doing anything. Utilities, not really doing anything. No, sorry, I wanted industrials. Is it Y? Yes, okay. So consumer discretionary, that's going up. I like that. Consumer staples are going up. Okay, I like that. And then tech is going to look pretty much like the Qs. So the strong ones are consumer staples and consumer discretionary. Those are the strong ones. The weak ones are energy and financials. Tech is in the middle, and then a lot of these other ones are just not moving on the day. What about real estate? Real estate's also not moving on the day. So right now we're currently seeing strength in consumer discretionary and consumer staples. If you want to know some examples of what that is, the easiest thing to do is go to FinBiz. This is 100% free. I have no relationship with them. I just like it. But you can see right here, communication services, technology, financials, healthcare, industrials, real estate, energy, utilities, basic materials. These are the major sub industries. Like right here is consumer defensive was one of the ones. Walmart, Costco, Procter & Gamble, Coca-Cola, Pepsi. And you guys, I don't know, you get it. Then there's consumer staples, communication, there's tech, there's financials, healthcare, industrials, real estate, utilities, basic materials. I don't know if I know the one that would technically include basic materials, energy. But in terms of the size of the box, that also gives you an idea of the impact that individual one has. So the fact that Microsoft, Nvidia, and Apple are big all shows you that it has a large impact on the whatever index you're in based on its weighting. So financials, so technology has the biggest impact. It's the biggest block. Financials is important. Consumer defensive, consumer cyclicals, communication services. There's a good chance that a lot of these are actually in tech. So it's actually even bigger. Healthcare, considerable. Energy, decent size. Kind of just gives you an idea, but not all their weightings are the same. The bigger it is, the more impact it's going to have. Check Amazon. Ooh, Amazon is ripping. Are we finally getting the breakout after forever? I didn't know if it was going to shoulder head shoulder. It kind of caught itself from that, put in higher high or put in higher lows, and now it seems like it's trying to put in that higher high. So this is a good example. So for a quick moment, just indulge me. Don't look at the candles. Don't look at the EMA line. Just look at these fractals. You see how the high went lower? This green one is obviously lower in price, but then the red is higher. That's consolidation. Your highs are getting lower and your lows are getting higher. So you are literally consolidating price, and now obviously it seems to be breaking out. So if you're playing Amazon right now, the bulls seem to be kind of winning out. Obviously, it might triple top, but even if it did, you have these nice higher lows. But I just want to point out like some ways that you can use some of these additional indicators. But once again, these are just fractals, and it's literally just marking out the previous highs and lows for you. So when I see the highs get lower and the lows get higher, price consolidation, and then consolidation, we always ebb and flow, consolidation, expansion, consolidation, expansion. This one getting the nice follow through to the upside. And honestly, you could have probably front run this a little bit back. Are we going up? Please. Oh, fucking finally. But you could probably front run this a little bit because it broke out, retested, followed through. So this was a last week and then this week, a decent time to be bullish on Amazon. Let's double check and see how the options are looking on it. Amazon. Ooh, going nuts, brother. Look at this. The options market, it's as nutty as squirrel shit for Amazon right now. Calls are being bought like no other. A little puts are being closed out. People are getting Amazon calls for this Friday, but more so longer dated. And it ripped through this wall at 190. So what I would be doing, the fact that there's a call wall at 190, I would personally be kind of waiting around trying to see, hey, are we going to close above 190, above or below? Obviously above it, pretty bullish because we have a clear option structure thing going on there. So if you're playing Amazon, I don't believe I currently have a position, but if you are, I would say a close above 190 not only is a win in terms of like just the chart, but it's a big win also in the options market. The SPY picking up. Is this gonna fucking come back for me? Am I just gonna be the luckiest guy today and like catch a comeback? This is what happened to me yesterday. You think I would eventually learn my lesson, but I'm too stupid to do that. Tick. Oh, that guy. He must have called it out. Am I missing anything else? All right. How are we doing? Come on. All right. Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm kind of just setting up my like, oh, fuck levels. Amazon is ripping, so we'll put that one up. Nvidia is not doing much, but it actually looks weak, so maybe we should keep watching it. Tesla is not really doing anything. SNCI, dude, I need that like $100 higher. Meta's having a good day, pushing up. Netflix is having a good day. Dell's not really doing anything. Microsoft is having a great day. Apple's having a good day. Amazon's having a good day. How's Google? Actually, every Mag 7 stock's having a good day except for Nvidia right now. Nvidia is the black sheep of the family, if you will. On Apex, you said your profit net is about 50K after fees. Do your fees come out of your profit, i.e., do you have to pay taxes on the gross or your 50K? Clarify, I am not a tax professional, but from all the people that I've looked into that have spoken about this, you would pay on the net. Because think about it, even if you're running a business, if a business makes 100K, but then it has 50K worth of fees, you're paying on your net income, not your gross income. But I need to clarify, I am no tax professional. You're going to want to talk to a person about it. But yes, they're going to send you a 1099 as a contractor for your payments, and that will be on your gross profit. And then as long as you have all your receipts and everything saved, to my understanding, you should be good. But I very much need to drive this home. I'm not a tax expert. I'm not even a tax novice. I'm below a tax novice. But all I would recommend is they will send you a 1099 basically as a contractor with your gross profit. I believe that if you save all proof of your receipts and your payments, it would be on the net situation, because that's how businesses run in this world. You pay on your net profit, not on your gross profit. If there's anyone in here who has dealt with it before, because I'm dealing with it as a business, which is a little bit different than like individual tax filing. If there's anyone whose thoughts or opinions on it, please share, because I am by no means an expert. These are just the things that I've picked up from reading people who've asked the same question. I mean, it would actually be crazy if you had to pay on. Dude, what is going on with my mouse? Is there a little fuzzy in here? I came here for your tax professionalism. Hey, if it gets really bad, you can always just leave the country, you know? You could always pack up your suitcase and move to the Cayman Islands, brother. You could always move. Matt, why do you think your tax guy, since he comes up so often, why don't you ask your tax guy? I'm sure Apex would like to be able to answer that. I have asked my tax guy, but also I believe it's illegal for me to like share it as an authority figure because I'm not a professional. And once again, my situation is different because I'm doing this as a business. So I have to consider that. And also other people are in other countries and other people are in other states. So I know the situation for me as a business doing it in the state that I'm in, which is most likely going to be different from many people watching it. Obviously, there's people not only in different countries, but in different states and also under completely different tax filing. Stream the debate tonight. It's impossible because it's tomorrow. It is impossible for me to stream the debate tonight. If I did that, how sick would that be though, right? If I could figure that out. But no, the debate is tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. The first debate between the former President Biden and the current president, the former President Trump and the current President Biden. Dude, Amazon's going Nvidia. Do I want to look to see if I'm in the green or not? Oh, shit, I am. Okay, I got confused. I looked at another number, which was in the red, which is, I guess, par for course for me. But I am slightly in the green. Your boy's slightly in the green. Come on. Don't be... Uh-oh. I'm worried that... I'm a little bit worried, Tame. I'm a little bit worried. Here, let me clean this up once again. So obviously we broke out of this range region right here. We basically from 1030 to 1042, we were in a range. We broke to the upside. It might be just retesting. I would hate for it to break out and then crater right through, which literally might be happening in real time. But I'm a little bit worried that I see this structure. The old head, shoulder, head, shoulder. Shoulder, head, shoulder. The confirmation of this structure would come on the neckline snap, which is somewhere between 543.80 and 543.62. So that would be the confirmation of the structure. So just because you see the start of a structure, that doesn't mean it's necessarily confirmed. Because what this also could be is just a setup for another higher low. So you would, when you see this, you're like, hey, that's a high, that's a higher high, that's a lower high, I should short. No. You would want to wait for some form of confirmation because this could literally just be a basic trend of the day where we're getting higher lows. And it, as long as we stay above this and it just keeps going up and it breaks that, if anything, we'd be seeing strength because we see that continuation of higher low, higher low, higher low. But that is currently a concern on my mind is if it just does snap, the odds of shoulder, head, shoulders, like of playing that head and shoulders is actually really high. In terms of technical patterns, there's been some extensive studies about this. When you're talking about double tops, triple tops, double bottoms, triple bottoms, pennants, wedges, all that stuff, the one that actually has the highest accuracy is head and shoulders and inverse head and shoulders. So out of all technical structures are not built the same. So I know some people are like, oh, like we have this pennant, that pennant, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, they're fine. I mean, some of them are like, they're okay. They're a slight edge. Like if you look at a pennant, like just a sideways pennant or a flag, those have about 55 to 60% accuracy. So they're not bad, but they're not like an end all be all. But the one that does have the highest accuracy, clocking in between 83 and 85, depending on how you measure it, is head and shoulders. Can you explain the point of trading 20 accounts? What pros and cons of that? Yeah, you just have 20 accounts. If you're good, you have 20x the profit. If you're bad, you blew out 20 accounts instead of one. It's just higher risk, higher reward. If you're good at running all of them together, if you're good at trading, you'll make literally 20x the profit. But if you're bad, you're just going to blow out that many more accounts. Hey, Matt, love the eyebrows. Thank you. My mom gave them to me. All right, looks like the SPY might be getting a bit of a follow through. I'm going to mark out the intraday high. I have a breakdown alert as well. Let's go to the 5 minute. But But yeah, so Apex, obviously the partner of today's show, but more so what I wanted to talk about was I thought that was a pretty cool milestone to hit, was hitting $100,000 in profits, technically gross profits. I want to be honest about that, but $100,000 in nonetheless, and actually all this year. I made okay, I want to explain a little bit of my journey with this because I don't want people to get disappointed if you so choose to go on this particular path, on this particular journey. Please understand that I am talking to doing this now, June. I've been almost doing it for a year. So I first heard about it in July of last year. I made my first account in August, and then I started taking it seriously in September. I didn't get my first payout until December, and that was a payout of $2,000. And then I kind of messed up in January, and I didn't really find traction until about March. So the numbers, I want to show you the numbers as in like, yes, it is possible, because like whenever I hear about anything, it's more of like, okay, prove it. Like I hear that these things are great, blah, blah, blah. And that's how I thought about it too. But I want to clarify, it did not work right away. I've been doing this now for almost a year, and I haven't really found my footing until about the last 2 to 3 months. So even though I've made 100,000 this year, it's almost all dominated by the last 2 to 3 months of trading. So like, don't start this thinking right away, oh, I'm going to crush it. He's doing it. I can do it. Folks, I've been taking this very, very seriously, like literally 7 days a week, doing something to try to figure this out, at least for like an hour a day, every single day, 7 days a week for almost a year. And I'm just now finding my traction. So is it 100% possible? Yes, clearly. Is it an easy thing that you should expect to be able to crush right away? No, I came into it already knowing about futures. A lot of people, that's just not something you've traded before. So you have to learn about futures. I've traded futures for years, so I was already knowledgeable with that. So that obviously cut down my like learning time. So that was something that I had been dealing with for a while. And I was like, okay, well, I can skip that part of it. And even with that, I still had to learn the rules of Apex and the best way to like manage the accounts within the Apex system. And that still took me the better part of a year. Can you go over the simple head and shoulder setup and what it would look like? I just did. Shoulder, head, shoulder. If it breaks the neckline, you go short, and your risk is the recent shoulder, and your target would be the width of the head to the breakdown, the neckline level is what it's called. Baseball is definitely different because there are so many games on. As in, baseball is different than trading. I agree with that. In fact, that would be a hard statement for me to disagree with that. Yes, baseball is in fact a different thing than trading. Hey, Matt, I know you hate Robinhood, but I've been trying to cancel orders for 20 minutes now and they won't cancel. Anyone else? Get on a real brokerage. I don't know. It's one thing if you get on a brokerage not knowing it's bad and then something happens and you're like, oh, wow, I learned a lesson. But the fact that you know I hate it and you've heard me talk about it, it's kind of your fault now for not getting off of it. I very much feel for people when they get into a situation not knowing the situation and then it ends poorly. But how many times do you have to be told that it's a shit option and then something bad happens and you're like, like what, like it's now on you. Now it is 100% on you. Which trade copier do you use? I don't use trade copier. Yeah, having same issues with Robin. Folks, this is so incredibly avoidable. It's so comically easily avoidable. Get on a real brokerage. Could you show us how to build a strategy in Ninja? I do that in the Discord. That's definitely like for the print. I'm not just going to do that out here. It takes, just because, well, I guess multiple reasons, but the major one, it takes time. Like it takes various lectures, and we already have that in the Discord. So the fact that I've made that premium content, which you guys can get for free if you sign up for the Discord, it's for them in there because it takes a lot of time. It's in reality, it doesn't make like a good show because it's kind of like heavy stuff to be like, all right, here's how you do it. You're talking about code, you're talking about math. It doesn't lend itself well to like just like a public live stream. Do you code any of your own Apex script, or do you use the built-in strategies? I didn't even know it had built-in strategies. So no, I guess I don't think it does have built-in strategies. Can you rub your tummy and pat your head at the same time? If I focus on it enough, I can. The market is not going my way right now. What is happening? Options are a little bit weak. It's really coming down now on Amazon. What about the Mag 7? Flat. So the Mag 7 options have been flat since 1024. The SPY is starting to dip. It's the struggle bus right here. The 5 minute, the 10 minute, and the 30 minute are having one hell of a time getting above their EMA. Like the 5 minute is running into the EMA line, smacked. The 10 minutes running into it, getting smacked. The 30 minute, it's running into it, getting smacked. Once again, the tech's a little bit better, but even now with a little bit of the recent weakness, that drop that we saw at 1025, even it's now at all of its EMA lines. This is just a choppy shit day, and it's tough to know which way this is going to break. I see Nvidia going down, but then I see Amazon going up. There's a lot of contradictory signs right now. Lot of contradictory signs. If you're not seeing something you love, this is the perfect definition of a day. Unless you see something you really, really like, this might be a day just to shut it down and be like, all right, nah, it's just not a day. A lot of days in the stock market are going to be like choppy crap. Some days you get beautiful days like Amazon where you just ride the trend, you make a bunch of money and it's great. And then you get more days like what we're seeing in the SPY and the Qs where you get a little bit of movement and then the movement gets reversed and then that reversal gets reversed and then that reversal gets reversed. Like it's just, that's the shit that we're in right now. Actually, should I just cut my core position? Where are we at? I'm pretty much break even right now. Do I just want to give it a second to breathe? Or am I just going to get absolutely demolished? Or am I just going to get completely freaking demolished? Even the NQ is giving some of it up. I guess everyone's just reacting to Nvidia. I'm a bit nervous about anything to do because it's one thing just to cut a position. It's another thing to reverse it. But what's on my mind is the 1 p.m. Bond auction, which yesterday, the 1 p.m. bond auction went really, really well and the market popped off of it. Or because Robinhood is blocking us from buying like it did with selling AMC and no, I mean, it literally stopped the buy button. This sounds like just tech issues. But if you're on a shitty retail broker, you're going to be treated like a shitty retail client. Like it is what it is. Nothing wrong with cutting the play, right? No, there isn't. I mean, I guess maybe you could argue the issue with cutting the play is we're not really doing anything. We're still in this exact range from whenever someone decided to sell. We are still we actually haven't had we broke out of the smaller range, but the breakout of the smaller range just brought us into a larger range that we're still in. So you could just say, well, are you kind of front running a non movement? I guess maybe you could say that the Qs are a little bit weaker, and maybe if the Qs get out, you're like, all right, I'm going to bail on the SPY, but we're kind of just stuck. And actually, not only is that the range from 10:30 to now, we're in that range from 9:45 till now. We really just haven't moved today on both. So yes, if you look at this 1 5-minute bar at 10:25, both the SPY and the Qs, we've been in that bar since then, but also we were kind of in that range the entire time before it. We're just nothing's really happening. Which brokerages do you consider crap? Robinhood, Webull, Moomoo. I don't know any, I haven't personally used Moomoo or eToro, but I think eToro is the same thing. If it's intentionally built and marketed for retail traders just to get payment for order flow, it's trash. If they are pitching you a free brokerage, like free trading, and then you're like, okay, cool, I like the sound of that. How do you make your money? If their answer is payment for order flow, you are the product. They're not attempting to build a platform or a service for you. They're attempting to build a platform or a service to send all of your orders to market makers. You're not the one that they care about. Who they care about are Citadel and probably Virtu. Like, those are the two main ones. Why do you think Webull is crap? Because all of your orders are sent directly to Citadel. Webull is not building their platform to be like, oh, we love our traders. They're building it because they want payment for order flow revenue from Citadel. This isn't even an opinionated thing. They've said it. Like, they're like, yeah, no, our business is Citadel. So they're like, how many people can we get onto our platform to send their orders to Citadel so we can make our money? You are the product. Besides Public, what other brokerages have no payment for order flow? There's a host of them. Public is my favorite because you can get paid a rebate on options that no one else does. But I believe what comes to mind, if you want to, you have the order to route on like Thinkorswim, on Tasty, on Interactive Brokers, so you can intentionally not route to market makers. That is not an option available to you on Moomoo, Robinhood, Webull, or the likes of those, because their literal contractual deal is to send all of your trades, your orders to them. So these other ones don't have that type of a structure. So they're like, yeah, we'll route it to them if it's like, quote unquote, like the best price or something, but you can route it somewhere else. Yeah, Fidelity, you can route it where you want. Fuck. What is happening in the market? I'm not liking the last 15 minutes, but I'm still recognizing we're still... In all reality, I should probably just set up these bands on this bar and just wait. Should probably go outside and enjoy some sun and just come back and see which way it breaks. Should have... Yeah, today is not... Doesn't really have the vibe of being my day, does it, folks? Doesn't really have the vibe of being my day. Oh, look at that. We are past on time. Webull is slightly better than Robinhood, but they are not good. Fidelity, Thinkorswim is my... Why is it slightly better? Is that slightly better in what metric? It does have a better platform, yeah, but it still is like, it's the exact same in terms of sending all of your orders to Citadel. Like, there's no difference there. Like, you are the product. 100%. It is not, it's not opinionated. This is like literally just like factual aspects of the business. I only do options on Webull. Okay, go do them on Public and you get paid a rebate. That's pretty easy. If you're long calls or long puts, if that's what you do, if you just buy calls or buy puts, you are measurably better off on Public because they give you a rebate. Webull doesn't. All right, folks, we are past on time today. Thus far, it's choppy. I do think that the afternoon session could get a little bit more interesting, a little bit more exciting because of that bond auction. The 5-year Treasury note auction comes out at 1 p.m. Eastern. Yesterday, we had the 2-year, and that's actually what caused the market to pop. Tomorrow, we have the 7-year, so it goes the 2, the 5, the 7, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So paying attention to that. Tomorrow morning before the market opens, we get the second reading, the second revision of the GDP report for the first quarter. So that comes out an hour before the market opens. So don't be surprised if there's volatility there at 8:30 tomorrow. And then on Friday at 8:30, once again, an hour before the market opens, we're going to be getting the inflation report, the personal consumption expenditure report. So tomorrow morning and Friday morning, we have stuff going down. Today at 1 p.m., tomorrow at 1 p.m., we also have stuff going down. And then obviously you might want to be paying attention to the craziness of things like Nvidia, because that's what's breaking down right now, causing my alerts to go off, which it's all just getting a little bit crazy. But anyway, I appreciate all the good vibes. Thank you so much. If you want to join the Discord, you can do so for free when you're signing up. It's in the description of the video. My mods will put it in chat. But when you're signing up, just use that promo code Goonie, and that's also the promo code you could use for Apex if you want to do like kind of trade with their money the way that I am. That's what I have for you. I do appreciate all the good vibes. Thank you. We'll be posting some content later today, and then we'll be streaming once again tomorrow morning. So I hope to catch you there. Peace out.